I call this meeting back to order at 12:29 p.m. Sunday, September 29th, 2024. May members of the committee please state their name for the record.
Aaliyah Henley.
Matthew Bravo.
Daniel Weinberger, Arshon Policy.
Aaron Rubai as chair, and any members of the public also present.
Austin Britton.
Nathaniel Pelton.
With 5 members present, quorum has been established. We are now in line for SSB 2024-1574.
Are we going ASOEs first? Well, I guess we can't
No,
vote her.
we'll go back to
Okay.
them when election's here.
I move to make a block of legislation. May I state the numbers?
Yes.
All right. 1574, 1580,
Make sure Arshan can hear.
1581, 1584, 1586, 1589, 1591, 1592, 1593, 1594, 1596, 1598, and 1603, 1613, 1615, and 1621, making that block by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. We are
Can you
now.
just repeat them all real quick, make sure it's
All of them?
the first half.
1574, 1580, 1581, 1584,
1580,
1581, 1584,
okay.
1586, 1589,
Yep.
1591,
Yep.
1592, 93, 94, and then 1596.
96, 98, 03, 13, 15, 21.
Yes.
Okay.
I move to table the previously stated.
We have to go through the procedure for presentation Q&A.
Okay.
All right.
Can you actually just like pause and then do the ASOEs? Because I have to do something really quick. Do you
Okay.
mind?
Yeah.
So just like the block is created and then we can just move forward with that and then go back to the block. if that's
Sounds
okay.
good. All right. Do I hear any motions at this time?
I move to hear ASOE nominations by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. We are now in line for the ASOE nominations. For this, I'm going to change the procedure. May any members of the public who just walked in please state their name for the record?
What can I do? Lexi Zeropoulos.
All right. Seeing as our awesome SOE is here, we're going to have 7 minutes of presentation. Total, yeah. Take your time. 7 minutes of presentation on the 7 candidates, and then we're going to move directly into a vote on each of the candidates. So, who wants to do the timers today?
I can do timer.
Sounds good.
This is room 2345, right?
Yeah. So you can present on the candidate's resume, application, their interview.
Do I only need to speak on the one that didn't share?
You can speak on whoever you'd like to.
Okay.
The one thing you can't do is reveal anything that was submitted in the application from that candidate because they didn't consent. So kind of a fine line, but
This is so terrible. Sorry, this is my first time out of the house since I've been sick all last week, so give me a moment.
you can also attest to the fact that why you're submitting more nominations in the first place.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
probably focus on that then.
Yeah, because I don't want to run into any.
Okay, yeah, let me just do
Verify.
that so I don't like accidentally say anything
Yeah.
from her application.
All right, so you ready?
Yeah.
7 minutes whenever you're ready.
So we currently have 17 ASOEs, and we have 8 polling locations, and we try to have 2 ASOEs at each polling location. So you can see a very obvious issue there. That means with 16 ASOEs needed at all times, if just 2 need to be in class at the same time, then we have an issue. And we really try to avoid having only 1 at a time because of my own personal experience, my freshman year, being trapped at Broward by myself well, I was sick then too, actually, and it was hell, and I couldn't leave to go get food. So we avoid that as much as we can. And so these last couple applicants that we have are very, very important. Our most recent batch, because we didn't think this would be enough, we reopened it again, and because of the hurricane, they were not able to be submitted. So these truly are our last resort applications because we do not have any more time to get anybody else in. And then Emma Hussey, she is related to one of the ASOEs who has vouched for her personally to me, for her work ethic, for her character. And so while she didn't consent to sharing her application material, I can attest that she has been vouched for to me, and her applications are good, I will say. So I wish I could share it. And yeah, so just please, I really need everybody, all hands on deck. That's it.
Can you tell me your full name again, sorry?
Lexi Sideropoulos, do you want me to spell it?
Yeah.
Okay, Sederopoulos.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, we are now in line for any motions. We're going to go candidate by candidate.
I move to make a block of all ASOE nominations by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes.
I move to pass all ASOE nominations by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. All right,
I'm good.
you're good. Thank you for coming in. All right. Okay, so I lay the committee at rest really quickly. There was a block created of Nathaniel's legislation, or some of it, and I don't know the exact number. Do you have an estimate?
I can count now.
Sure. He left the room. I don't want to proceed without.
15 bills.
Yeah,
Which ones? What was like?
they're in the minutes.
Do you want to see?
Yeah.
What do they all have in common? I should ask.
I have it. These are the numbers. We just started, so
So like, what? Like, why those ones?
I make the block.
Okay.
Are we?
Yeah. Anyone who would like to answer that may answer that.
I would just say,
Who made the block?
It was me.
Okay.
A lot of them had to do with like new rules for like cabinet that I don't think have been spoken to by any members of cabinet. And I think we talked about this in our last judicial meeting. To just get some feedback from their side of it too.
Okay. Can you read out the numbers?
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
1574, 1580, 1581, 1584, 1586, 1589, 1591, 1592, 1593, 1596, 1598, 1603, 1613, 1615, 1621.
Okay, so I mean, one of these is just saying that the executive cabinet should have a back-to-school drive. That feels pretty easy, right? I mean, to the person, to Aaliyah, because he made the block. I don't know, just like talk about.
Where are we right now?
We just did
We're
this.
waiting.
Let's call
Yeah,
back.
we're the
Let's
committee's
call
at
back.
rest really quickly.
Wait, but
I'm
would we really? Sorry, you keep going.
yeah. I'm just making the folder that I make so it's easier.
I mean, this is pretty simple. Would we have to really like, cause some, like, I'm asking y'all specifically, Aaliyah, only because he made the block.
Yeah.
Like, is this really something that needs to be?
This was something we talked about in the last committee meeting, that there are a lot of new responsibilities that it's not even a question of like whether or not the cabinet director wants to do it, but more if it's attainable. And I think just having that communication and hearing from them would be a bigger perspective for implementing these new rules and procedures.
Just let it happen.
All right, I call this meeting back to order at 12:39. We're now in line for, you ready?
For the block?
For 5 minutes of presentation on the block.
Just give me a second.
Yep, whenever you're ready.
for the block, when I'm writing it out, do I just refer to it as block? Like for the...
Yes, yeah. You don't have to type all the numbers out again.
no.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm really sorry, because I know you did like 50 times, I wasn't here. Can someone read out the numbers again?
Yeah.
I really do apologize.
You ready?
No, I'm not. I do not know how to use a Mac. Give me 2
Okay,
seconds.
just
I'm
let
going
me
to type
know.
it into my search bar. It's pretty embarrassing. Go for it.
Okay, 1574.
Wait, sorry. Okay, 74.
Okay, 1580, 81, 84, 86, 89, 91, 92, 93, 96, 98, and then 1603, 1613, 1615, 1621. All the ones before were 15.
Okay, really quickly, for the one that was withdrawn and the other one, do you want me to remove volume 2 or just make it volume 1? Or just remove the...
Just remove the volume part.
Okay, cool.
Because there's no more volumes.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
All right, you have 5 minutes of presentation, beginning whenever you are ready.
All right, so looking through these bills, we're talking about school supplies for children. We're talking about beautifying our campus. We're talking about contraceptive resources. We're talking about diversity week performances and making sure that we have diversity and DEI celebrated on this campus. I mean, just looking through these bills, there's 16 bills on this docket. Tabling them or doing anything aside from passing them is a failure at this point. Empowering engineers, going down the list. A fun run for students. I mean, gender-neutral bathroom maps. This is shame on all of you. Shame on you. That's all I have to say. Shame on you. I work in real politics now, and I start to see the bullshit that happens in this chamber happen at the state level, and they're the ones that people hate the most. The people who do the work and get shit done are the 60-year-old women who are willing to put anything out there to go knock doors to win a campaign and change the world. Not people who are sitting in their chairs just to get a damn resume line, even though they hate being here. They're okay with the corruption because they think that it'll get them into the law school, they'll set them up for Florida politics in the future. Shame on you! All of you! A year and a half in this chamber, I have witnessed bill after bill get failed, benefiting the students. So you can maintain the status quo, so you can get your political victory, you get your resume line, you go to law school, you get out, and you make it big. 16 bills. That's over 10 hours of work thrown in the garbage. Off of the same damn excuse I've heard for a year and a half. You didn't reach out to the executive branch. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. I have had it up to here. And I'm on my way out, and I'm damn proud of that fact, because this is a waste of fucking time. Half of these bills are bills that every student on this campus would support. And now you sit here in your power and you do nothing. You let it fail. Because the person who wrote the bills just so happens to be from a political party that's not your own. Shame on all of you. You are all going to move on after this campus. We're all going to be in the world working together, hopefully, in politics. You know, it's crazy. I actually just yesterday was knocking doors for the Harris campaign with an opponent of mine on your slate for off-campus. We had a great time, a lot of great communication. We're going to be working together down the road. But this is the legacy you're leaving behind here at this university. Obstructionism, standing in the way of progress, turning down bills that help students get by. I have tried for so long to keep composed, as hard as it's been, and I know I've had my outbursts, but this is bullshit. And you know it, you see it, especially the ones of you that aren't in leadership, that are told what to do, that hate being in the Senate, that are just trying to make it by so you can get in and make a success, or even you're representing your house because it deserves representation in the Senate. But this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I would have rather you come in here and just remove my name from the author line and put your own damn name on it and pass it than fail it. Bullshit is what this is. Shame on all of you. I yield.
Okay, I'm going to issue a warning. Please attempt to refrain from screaming or cursing during a presentation. Other than that, that's just one warning. We are now in line for 5 minutes of Q&A. Are there any questions? Seeing none, we're now in line for 5 minutes of debate beginning now.
I'd say, here, actually, can we, no, we can't move back to questions, can we? Or, no?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about.
I just think, like I have stated again and again, that talking to these people in cabinet could really help, because I think a lot of these are really great ideas, but to know what they think, like, is this really feasible? Or, for example, 1584, Diversity Week, I think they do something like this, but to hear whether or not they think, what does this say? One host most programs during his fall or spring academic term. To know, like, whether or not they think that doing like one or like a week, 2 weeks, I don't know. There's just specific things in here that I think it would be really great to hear back from, example, STAR, to know what they think is like the best option for them, instead of just making it legislation. Communicating with them first is just really all we have asked.
Before reshaping certain codes, I think that certain thresholds have to be met. And a lot of these are met in the form of, if they were in a resolution, this is a different story, and we pass these across the board. But when you ask to codify the change within the codes, without talking to the present or past office holders of these positions, of the things that you want to change, I have a problem with changing that in the code.
Yeah, I just want to say, I mean, the whole point of what we do here is creating actionable change, coming back from summer and submitting. It's not just these 16. There are more that we've already discussed. We've discussed this weeks ago, I want to add, that submitting 16 new responsibilities to the executive cabinet without any discussion, any collaboration, any work to communicate with the executive branch is a failure on behalf of the Senate. And we don't disagree with the ideas themselves. We asked weeks ago to communicate at all. Some of these ideas already happen. Some of these things are currently in place. Any communication whatsoever is a reasonable effort to put in to writing legislation that's going to benefit the student body. But when you come back from summer, or when any senator comes back and submits a plethora of bills aimed at just mandating action immediately with no dialogue, I understand your frustration. First of all, I want to say that I don't want to tolerate the screaming in judiciary as this has been. I understand your frustrations, but that's completely unacceptable. We're trying to have an open dialogue. We're trying to communicate some of the things that could make this actionable, make these changes happen. We communicated them weeks ago. That didn't happen, despite what we said previously. And yeah, that's all I have to say. When bills are written like this and you're trying to enforce action on behalf of the executive branch or the secretaries or the cabinet, there has to be some communication, especially when things like this already exist, and especially when they have input that could make them better.
Yep.
We're not just here to legislate, we're here to improve the student body through collaboration with multiple branches, with other stakeholders. And that's absolutely a fair concern to have.
I would just like to say again that this is not whether or not the people of cabinet want to do these things that are written. It's whether or not it's possible and having that communication. We should be working with the branches of government. It shouldn't just be us mandating things without talking to them.
Yeah, I feel the author's frustration. Of course, 16 or 15 bills, that is plenty of work, and no one's spreading that on this committee. But when we talk about intent, I don't think this committee can in good faith refer these bills that are mandating change without communication brought to the executive branch.
That is 5 minutes.
All right, we're now in line for 2 minutes of final privilege whenever you are ready.
All right, so here's just the reality. I've like I just said before, I've heard the argument for a very long time that you need to collaborate. I've made the effort. I have. I've communicated with the executive branch over multiple bills, including a lot of reserve transfers, the executive committee bills, as well as these. They took weeks to get back to me. I handed them letters concerning the issues. They didn't respond to me. It took until just a few days ago for them to meet with me to discuss just a couple of the bills, and that was a month after I submitted them. We want to talk about open dialogue. There's no one from my party on this committee anymore, which I know is not a fault of the chair or the committee or the party. I'm not blaming you for that, right? We had someone resign. It's not on you. I'm just simply suggesting that it's not so clear cut from my perspective, because it has not been that simple to communicate. Because the reality is when your party has total control over the government, the priority to communicate is not as high anymore. That's just me putting it straight up to you. That's true all across all governments. And that's what I've faced coming here. And so I understand your sort of like perspective and thinking that that's what's happening or that's what's possible, but it's not. It's not. Because this is not a collaborative government. It's a partisan government. Nobody wants to talk to me about these things. And so I just think that failing these or tabling them, which is really failing, is just a total disservice to this effort, to these ideas, and to the spirit of collaboration. Because we can continue to have conversations about them. So I just, it's frustrating. And, I do apologize for going so far with my language, but you just have to understand after a year and a half of this, after submitting 260 bills, most of them being failed, how frustrating it is coming into this chamber week after week. So I'm out of time anyway.
All right, we're now in line for any motions at this time. Do I hear any motions?
I move to table the following block by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. So I hear a motion to recess until called back by the chair by unanimous consent.
So moved.
Any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. I call this meeting back to order at 12:57 p.m. We don't wait, roll call. All right, we are now in line for SSB 2024-1575. 5 minutes of presentation whenever you are ready.
Give me just a second. Let me get my clock. It's been a while since I've seen this. So, okay, this is something we talked about quite a bit in the past. Student homelessness, as well as the affordability crisis, I think is something that we all understand to a very large degree. This is just a resolution advocating for the construction of low-cost housing, particularly for graduate students, but really for all students. And so that's really about it. I yield.
All right, we're now in line for 5 minutes of question and answer.
Did you work with, I'm just curious, like in the creation of this bill, did you work with like the GAU or any of the graduate organizations when you were constructing the clauses?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Are there any more questions? Seeing none, we're now in line for 5 minutes of debate, beginning now. Yeah, housing's a huge problem, particularly in Florida, particularly for college students who are spending a lot of their time in school in addition to the possibility of having employment. I do think it's very important to recognize that. I think this is very well written. All the sources seem to align. Formatting looks good. And yeah, I think this is something that I think it's a very well written resolution. Is there any more debate? Seeing none, we're now in line for final privilege.
I yield.
We're now in line for any motions at this time.
Move to pass SSB 2024-1575 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes.
Did you take the bills out already that were tabled?
No.
Or, okay.
They don't get removed. Just for record keeping purposes.
Yep.
All right, we're now in line for SSB 2024-1577. You have 5 minutes presentation whenever you are ready.
All right, so I'm aware of a lot of great efforts that were bipartisan from the Health Caucus regarding lab goggles. which I think is great, and I actually withdrew the resolution on this because I was not previously aware that those resolutions worked out over the summer. So I was happy to see that already happen. This is just kind of a follow-up. This is codification, so it has a lot to do with quite a few of these bills. This just, requires that Cabinet hosts what I call an Unlock the Lab donation drive once, I think it's a semester, or maybe it's an academic year, per academic semester, yeah. And so that's just what this is. It's just kind of, again, codifying it. It's my belief that codification is important because you never know, who's going to be serving in the administration, and if we want to, sort of solidify this as a long-term event, then we should proceed with codification. And I really would like to have a dialogue in the question and answer period about the importance of codification. So please, if you'd like to ask questions about that, I'm happy to answer. I yield.
Right, we're now in line for 5 minutes of question and answer, beginning now.
Okay, let's not run. I'm gonna collect my thoughts for a second.
Okay.
That's good.
I want to ask one. How did you come to choose the cabinet directors of finance and affordability and career development of all the cabinets, and why in particular cabinet for this codification?
Yeah, so when I'm looking through like whatever executive agency that I want to go for, generally, I try to avoid the agencies because they're pretty stacked with responsibilities already, and I didn't really feel that any agency was sort of like geared more specifically towards this issue. And so I thought that finance and affordability as well as career development would be the most responsible because, two-pronged, two reasons. Number one, finance affordability, the whole point is to give goggles to people who can't afford them. And number two, career development, because again, it's goggles for their career development, right? They're going to labs to learn how to engage with science experiments, etc. And so that's sort of why I picked that one specifically. I'd be open to an amendment to change it to just cabinet in general, but anyway, hopefully that answers.
Okay, I'm not the most knowledgeable person on like how we would achieve this through cabinet. I led the goggle drive, the one that we wrote. I reached out to the faculty directly as a student and talked to them, and that's how we were able to set it up, choose the dates, talk about funding, talk about who would be passing out, distribution, collection, and I was wondering your thoughts on like, do we need this to be an exec through cabinet, or is there a way we can make this somewhat official in a way where we talk to faculty and have I don't know. I'm just wondering, do we need a code that does this? Because when I actually did it, there was no code, and it was really easy to do. I just talked to faculty. So I understand the importance of having it official. I just want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. So I think that it's really about leaving the legacy of continuing it, right?
Okay.
So think about it this way. We have gone for decades, and theoretically speaking, you're the very first senator to do this officially. We don't know the record, but let's just say that that's
Okay.
the case. That means that there were decades where there weren't goggle drives. And by the time you leave, whenever that is, it could be years from now, theoretically it will go back to there never being a goggle drive ever again, because we don't know that anyone's going to keep up that sort of process. So the idea behind it is, if we really think it's a good project, and I personally do, we want to codify it because then we can make sure that it's always happening forever and ever. And that's sort of the legacy element. Now, this bill does not prohibit, to address your first concern, does not prohibit any, consultation or collaboration with faculty. In fact, that's highly encouraged that student government does have that collaboration. This just requires that at the very least the cabinet directors, specifically this cabinet director, is working towards this goal every semester. And that's what it's about. There's no promise that next semester and every semester afterwards we're going to continue this effort. Because you're not going to be here forever. And so that's the whole point.
Are there any more questions? Seeing none, we're now in line for 5 minutes of debate. Senator Weinberger,
Yeah.
so where are the funds coming from to accomplish this currently as you?
SAR.
Okay, so is it, are the faculty running the event?
No, they're. I think they'll be present for some of the collection and distribution just because they want to be, but it's going to be my health caucus. Members will volunteer to do distribution. I'm sure it will be mostly me doing most of the collection and cleaning, but I'm sure I'll have a couple helpful senators that want to help me do it. So yeah, and I like seeing it be official, and I love the idea of hearing it that it will continue for years to come, and we'll have someone that's on the job. I just don't I don't know. Like we didn't need this. It was like our I don't know. Let me just collect my thoughts for a second. Is there anything else you wanted to say before I talk more?
No, I mean, yeah, my opinion of codification, in this regard, if this isn't the best entity to accomplish this, if this is better run through something like Health Caucus with collaboration from faculty, that's important, I think, to consider.
It's just the concern that if we left it without a code that, like, that Health Caucus doesn't continue to be as, prevalent, and it doesn't continue because no one wants to do it. It becomes like it only happens when people want it to happen. So that's why I see the importance. But then this is just not how we did it. We didn't talk to exec, and I didn't even.
Yeah.
I like that we did it. I like that it was Health Caucus, and I like that it was Senate.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm just curious if there's another way we could make it so you could put it in like Health Caucus Constitution or something, amend it and put it in something like that. I don't know.
Is there any more debate? Seeing none, we're now in line for final privilege. Whenever you're ready.
So, like I was sort of saying before, decades have gone by, and there theoretically has never been a goggle collection drive. And once this amazing Senator Weinberger leaves, we don't know that there will ever be a goggle drive again. And so it's really about ensuring the longevity and legacy of the program. It doesn't cost anything to pass this bill. Of course, it will be a little bit of a scramble for that individual to get things together every semester, and that's a challenge that they would face, just like all the other requirements we have established already for the executive branch. I just think it's really important that we have that in there, in the codes. And so I'm going to yield the remainder of my time.
All right, we're now in line for any motions at this time. Do I hear any motions?
I think, can I like say something really quick? I don't know if it's fun. I want to table it because I want to talk to you more and see if there's something else we can do. Make sure that's the best thing. So I'm going to do that. All right. I move to table SSP 2024-1577 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. We're now in line for SSP 202.
Could we lay the committee at rest for 2 seconds?
Sure.
Do you mind?
Lay the committee at rest.
All right, so here's the reality, guys. I'm obviously on my way out. There's like 80 bills of mine on the docket still. I just want to move on. I want you to hear from Senator Britton's bills for the remainder of the meeting. So if you give me just a second, I want to look through and see if there's one bill I really, really care about. If we can go through that, and then I'll just be done, and we can just table all the remainder of my bills, if that's okay. So do you mind giving me a second to just look through my bills?
Sure, yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Do I hear a motion to recess?
So
So thought by the chair. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. I call this meeting back to order at 1:18 p.m. Sunday, September 29th. We're now in line for SSB 2024-1579. You have 5 minutes presentation whenever you are ready.
Okay, so pretty simple, Campus Beautification Day. I think we should all always strive, just as a campus, not even as a student government, just as a campus, to work towards beautifying our campus as much as we can. It really helps draw in new admits to the school, and it's just really nice when you walk down, to a class, and it's just a beautiful area. The sun is rising. It's just gorgeous. We love our campus, but we always want to strive to make it even better. So this is just advocating for a Campus Beautification Day, which, in here it says to be hosted by student government in collaboration with other stakeholders. It's just an encouragement thing. I would like for us, ideally, as student government to do it, but, just overall, just encouraging a Campus Beautification Day every year. That's what it's about, so I yield the remainder of my time.
All right. We're now in line for 5 minutes of question and answer. Would you be amenable to me amending this to add a comma after the "and" in the 4th whereas clause and changing the word "now" to "then" in the last whereas clause?
No. Just do it. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, Grammarly is telling me it should be "at" instead of.
We
I
still,
That's definitely.
sorry.
What?
Go ahead. I was just saying, are we still in Q and A?
Yeah. Would you like it to be of all students of the University of Florida or all students at the University of Florida?
Where is that?
Last, therefore clause.
Just leave it as that.
It's of right now.
Oh, it's of now?
Yeah.
Just
I think it's
well,
fine.
Yeah, I
it
feel like
doesn't
it's-
Sounds
matter.
good.
Thank you so much.
Grammarly's
I promise you there's, like, maybe
Grammarlying.
5 people who use
Oh,
Sorry, that's not true.
would you be amenable to me moving the citations to the end, before the
Oh, yeah,
semicolons?
yeah.
Okay. Is there any more questions?
I guess if you had to implement this yourself, what is the exact, not way in which you go about it, I guess if you could imagine the day itself, how are you planning it, or what would you want it to look like?
First, that's probably like one of the most interesting and best questions on Judish. I would say, you know, it would just be like power hours almost throughout the day, right? You would start 9 a.m., 9 to 10, we're working on a cleanup in Turlington. 10 to 11, we're working on writing letters to advocate for legislators to, you know, work towards passing some kind of environmental bill, something that's, you know, objective and maybe not very controversial. I mean, you just go hour to hour to hour just doing different activities that help make our campus and community better. So, I mean, that's what I've always envisioned, you know, planting flowers, vegetation, in collaboration with UF Office of Sustainability, whatever relevant, something like that. That's what I would hope for.
Sorry if I missed this on the legislation, but where specifically would you want these events to take place?
Really anywhere. I mean, you know, this is sort of the part where I do agree with you guys' philosophy of not going so far and codifying things. It's just like we do want to make sure there's some level of generality so people can kind of
Yeah.
run free with the idea and just make the best out of it. So no specific restrictions. It's just whatever SG can come up with, you know.
Are there any more questions? Seeing none, we're now in line for 5 minutes of debate.
I'll say that, you know, I've worked on Big Event in the past, and one of the biggest shortfalls that Big Event has every single year is we don't do enough work on UF's actual campus.
Okay.
So, this is a great resolution.
Yeah, I was talking to Senator Brin. A lot of sustainability stuff I've been looking into recently, and Campus Beautification Day I think falls in line with exactly the other initiatives I talked to with Director of Sustainability here. So, yeah, seems like a good
Great.
I agree with those sentiments.
Is there any more debate? Seeing none, we're now in line for 2 minutes of final privilege whenever you are ready.
I'm gonna waive.
All right. Do I hear a motion to amend SSP 2024-1579 to do the following things? Move sources 5 and 6 in their respective whereas clause to immediately before the last semicolon, to add a comma after the word and in the fourth whereas clause, and to change the word now into then in the last whereas clause by unanimous consent.
So moved.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes.
Wait, so, can I, person privilege?
Yeah.
So I can just write a bill amended in the committee?
Yeah, so you say that you made the motion to amend, and the amendments are the ones that are in the audio recording. Yeah. Nice. All right. Are there any other motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1579 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. All right. Do I hear any motions?
I move to hear SSB 2024-1590 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. We're now in line for 5 minutes of presentation on SSB 2024-1590. 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Okay, so I served on the Replacement Agenda Committee for a few months. And, you know, we've talked about it so many times. I'm sure you guys have had more than enough of an earful from us about the Replacement Agenda Committee. This is an effort that I wrote a while ago to try to address some of our concerns about just the objectivity of selection. And, you know, my thought was, well, there's a set of 5 criteria for reviewing bills and the qualifications of bills to send to the floor. Why not have selection criteria on the same premise for the RNA committee to select candidates? And so I wrote these bills with that intention, this bill with that intention, with these criteria, qualifications, experience, commitment to serving the student body, and demonstrated ability to work collaboratively, because they're all factors of what makes a good senator. And I just thought that that would be the best way to go about it. And so there's no super strict things about it. I mean, I understand why there's a lot of like potential legal ramifications if it was super strict, so I tried to be lenient with the language. And I understand we'll have a few amendments to make it even better in that regard. So I'm open to that. But I just think this is important to move us forward and maybe start to fix some of the challenges that the minority party has seen with RNA for the last couple of years. So anyway, I'm gonna yield.
Great, we're now live for 5 minutes of questions. Are there any questions?
If you're grading these applicants yourself, what part of these qualifications would you say, or not qualifications, that is one of the parts, but what part of this criteria would you value the most?
Again, with the questions. No, seriously, like they're really good questions. I appreciate the question. I would say probably 3, because I think that at the end of the day, if you're not dedicated to the students and the student body, then I guess the question is like, why are you here,
Mm-hmm.
I think all of us are here because we care to a certain degree about the well-being of our students and representing them. And so that's why I think that's like one of the best qualities a senator can possess. Obviously the rest are important. Like the last one's kind of gearing towards, I'm sure you can see, bipartisanship. But they're all great. The 3 is probably the one I care about most.
I would say as a follow-up to that, I guess, what would be your metric to measure commitment to serving the student body? Just for asking.
No, yeah, that's a great question. So I would say that, dedication to kind of having connections on campus to different organizations. Like if you've gone out and you have done a campus cleanup with a student organization, you're committed to serving your campus, right? I could go on with examples. I'm not going to waste your time. So that's, an example of what I would say.
Okay.
Serving students.
How would you, in the implementation of this rule for these criteria, how would you ideally see these being used in RNA?
Yeah, so I would just so what I'll say is right now, I'll just be totally honest with you, when you go through RNA and you're assessing candidates, one side or the other will usually say something along the lines of, well, that person didn't have fleshed out enough ideas and this person did, so they're gonna get it. I would really like to open up our vocabulary more and just say, I think that our Chantal Siri has the qualification criteria, the experience criteria, the commitment to serving. I can see that on the resume and through their presentation for X, Y, and Z reasons, and that's why I'm going to vote for them to go in. It gives more of an opportunity to have a platform and an infrastructure to say, this person's amazing for all of these criteria, that's why they should be approved.
You have a basis of which the committee's working off of.
Right.
Established. Okay.
Right, which is something we have never had.
Okay.
I think it's really important we do.
Yeah, I see that.
It's been very loose, oh, this person's shirt is red today, so I'm not gonna, I'm not saying that's actually how it is, but it feels that way for a lot of candidates, and I just want there to be something more real, tangible there as a reason why someone's getting brought in or rejected.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, would you be all right changing the word, for adding for utilization when recommending nominees in the first?
Where is that?
The replacement agenda committee shall establish clear and transparent selection criteria for utilization when recommending nominees.
I don't really understand
don't
what
have-
that changes, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, fair.
It's just kind of like a
Not reasonable.
redundant sort of.
Yeah.
It's just for recommending, the process of recommending.
Yeah.
Is kind of the same. I think as long as that language there in 4, I see why you want to change it to whatever it was, other qualities shall be considered as well.
Yeah.
As long as you do that, the RNA committee's not going to be open to lawsuits or anything if that's your concern. I really don't think so. It's a lot more just vague, which is what's important in something like this. So.
And all we
That's
still
fine.
have to do is say, based on the application and the review, so that they're not just pulling rabbits out of hats.
Yeah, right, of course. I mean, you know, when you say recommending, or like just criteria in general, like, we already have provisions that, and precedents that, like, you're reviewing everything. It's a total holistic review, so.
All right, are there any more questions? Seeing none, we're now in line for debate. Yeah, I'm just gonna make some amendments and then let's go from there.
Yeah, I think we're all
Yeah.
chilling.
Okay, any more debate? Seeing none, we're now in line for file privilege.
No, wait.
All right, do I hear a motion to make the following amendments to SSB 2024-1590? Strike in CI, these criteria shall be established following the election of a new chair of the replacement agenda committee, and move that to the proviso to also add the words "and their constituency" after CI3, so commitment to serving the student body and their constituency.
Didn't I already say
I just added that, so I'd remember.
that? Just now. Like
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not expect that.
Wait,
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be, sorry, kind of semantics, but wouldn't it be potential constituency or no?
Well, it would depend if they're coming for a seat or standing committee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is
All right.
fine. Their potential or their current, yeah. And to make the language of CIII state, during the interview and deliberation process, the committee shall evaluate candidates based on these appointment selection criteria, and then add the words "and any other relevant characteristics of the candidate's application or interview." Then add a period, and make the next line say, "The committee shall strive to ensure," and then the rest of that. By unanimous consent.
So moved.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. Are all of those, Nathaniel, all those good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna change this
Oh,
to.
yeah, I did just have it.
Oh, oops.
Out of bed. I forgot.
Okay, are there any other motions at this time?
I moved to pass SB 2024-1590 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. All right.
Could you go into one more recess so you can figure out what the plan is now?
Yeah.
And so I can say something really quick.
Do I hear a motion to recess to come back by the chair by unanimous consent?
So moved.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
Okay, I call this meeting back to order at 1:41 p.m. on Sunday, September 29th, 2024. Do I hear a motion to move into the consideration of SSB 2024-1713 by unanimous consent?
So moved.
Any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. You have 5 minutes of presentation whenever you are ready.
Okay, so this is it's kind of a simple bill. It's just in support of equal pay for equal work. So that's by gender or by race and ethnicity. So we have a bunch of information about, women globally earn 77 cents for every dollar men earn for equal value. It disproportionately affects women of color and disabled women. We made specific notes to the UN sustainable goals that are based around this kind of work. I also wanted to make clear when we were working on this that it wasn't just something that happens in different countries or different places. This is something that happens in the US as well. So we've stats about how this affects the U.S., especially for like Black women and Hispanic women, how many wages they use compared to white men. Specifically, I have stuff in Florida for the median earning of Florida women. So we kind of have this global, this national, and this state level kind of scale down. We have a couple more facts about how long it would take to kind of reach gender equality in terms of pay. And then we have some resolutions, just an acknowledgement of this day, an acknowledgement of the issue that it is, promoting women and underrepresented groups into different positions to help get rid of these gender disparities, and disavowing any form of gender-based discrimination. Not saying that any of it is happening at the University of Florida, obviously, but we disavow that it exists on a global scale, on a state scale, and on a national scale. So it's pretty good. This is the first time Senator Chartbury and Senator Basant have written any legislation, so they worked really heavily on it. And they did a lot of the heavy lifting here, but unfortunately they couldn't be here to kind of present it themselves. So and I waive the rest of my time.
All right, we're now in line for 5 minutes of question and answer. I have a question. I might just be uneducated. I've never heard the term occupational segregation before. Could you define what that means?
That's
for
something
me?
that the UN kind of goes through. So it's sort of this thing where we know that certain occupations have a gender gap. They're either leaning heavily in different directions. And in the U.S., we have good protections against making sure that there's no like active discrimination on that. That's not the same in other countries. And so when a certain gender or group of people is discriminated against from being in an occupation, either through actual rules that discriminate against them, or through just kind of like de facto, like they feel uncomfortable being in that occupation. That's kind of what that term is kind of trying to collect. Is this sort of, they're locked out of higher paying jobs because of these certain cultural norms or because of specific rules.
Sorry, I'm kind of hiding in the back, charging my computer. Do you know, I guess through some of this UN research, where exactly the United States ranks within the scale for equal pay? Because I have no idea.
So obviously the U.S. is better than the global average. The global average, it kind of varies heavily. There are obviously certain nations that are way worse than the average. I believe we're very similar to a lot of, quote unquote, like first world countries in the global north. We're kind of on that scale, but especially as you get down to like Florida, for instance, Florida is worse than the U.S. on average, right? So, and the difference is not very significant. On a global scale, it's 70 cents per dollar, and in Florida, I think it's like 82 or 84 cents per dollar. So it's better, but it's still far off that margin of having that equal pay.
Thank you.
You just said that you work on this with many other senators that did a lot of the other work, so you may not know. But for some of these whereas clauses, there just isn't like sourcing for some of them. Which I mean, something like I'm just like the first one that stuck out to me was the fourth one, that the gender pay disproportionately affects women of color, disabled women, Hispanic women, that whole clause. Like I understand what's being said, there just isn't sourcing. This is not concerned when I looked at the resolution.
That is reasonable, and I assume one of these sources applies to that one specifically.
Yeah, that's my question.
My guess it would be source two. Source two is specifically about women of color and the wage gap. So my guess is that source was supposed to be there, but it just wasn't there yet.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions? Seeing none, we're now in line for 5 minutes of debate.
I really like how many sources you used and use them well. There's a lot of great data in here.
Yeah, the bill is very written and well written. There's very well sourced. My only issue or concern is what I stated in question and answer is that some of the last classes are unsourced, but nothing is extremely glaringly need. You know what I mean? Like they all seem like logical.
I understand what you're saying, but I think those aren't cited because it's more of a sentiment
They come
based
from
off
it's
of,
like a line of reasoning. Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm not saying it in opposition to the bill. It's just a concern.
Yeah. I just personally think we might not need a source unless you feel the need to add it.
I don't think there needs to be a source on those.
That's it.
Yeah. No, those are logical conclusions from the other sources.
Sources.
There's no statistics in them. I am a bit confused by the language used by the UN, but it is the UN and the Department of Labor, so I'm not going to contradict them. Like the calculation of lost wages. I don't know how that's done. It's probably really interesting math, but I just didn't know how you would calculate that. But great sourcing, so.
Yep.
Is there any more debate? Seeing none, 2 minutes final privilege, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, when it comes to those sources, I think I'd be happy with whatever the committee wanted in terms of that. I think a lot of these things are, some of these things when they don't have sources could be closer to sentiments for sure, and it's definitely like, it's not something that if you looked up would be like a wrong fact or something that was wrong or very opinionated, then I feel like we'd have an issue, but all in all, I think it's a fantastic thing. I'm working with these senators to try to elevate both these sort of things for issues like gender pay gap and also just like cultural holidays and things like that this semester to make sure we have those, we're talking about them and having that discussion. So that's kind of just the point of this. There's no real actionable end of the day thing for the campus to do except say this is an issue and we need to continue working to solve it. So I'll wait the rest of my time.
Thank you.
All right, we're now on for any motions at this time.
I move to pass SSB 2024-1713 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. All right, so my plan for order is we need to do 08 and 11 as well, for the same reasoning that they're like time sensitive, I think. You good, Anamika? You okay?
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah. No,
I thought you were talking to Austin.
both of you. No,
I think I'm muted also. Let's like, can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, we're gonna do, so I just did 17, 13, because it's like time sensitive. I'm gonna do that for 08 and 11 as well, and then we're gonna go back through. Yeah. All right, we're now, do I hear a motion to move into consideration of SSB 2024-1708 by unanimous consent?
So moved.
Any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. We're now in line for 1708.
Want me to present? Is that
Yep.
okay. Essentially, it's just a resolution commemorating World Suicide Prevention Day. September 10th was the actual day that it was supposed to be on. Just a day focused on, as it says in the bill, raising awareness, reducing stigma, and gaining attention for suicide and its effects. There's some suicide statistics listed in here, as well as certain on-campus institutions that are centered around promoting mental health, and then specifically some UF Health resources. UF Health Psychiatric Hospital, which does a lot of valuable and life-saving work and confidential work in regard to suicide prevention, and just alerting students to certain resources and advocating for more education on behalf of, or among the student body.
Yeah, I was also not there. And looking up through it now, there are some changes that, like there's still changes that we would be amenable to changing or amending for this bill. But yeah, everything Bravo said. Wait, person privilege.
Yeah.
For the authors, for these bills that have multiple authors, do I list every author or do I list the ones that are present?
Just the ones that are present speaking. All right. We're now on for 5 minutes of question and answer. Would it be all right if I sponsored this?
No.
Yeah.
Me too. Should we bold?
No, it's sponsored too.
Yeah.
Should we bold the authors and sponsors and title? I think.
Yes, we should.
Okay.
Yeah, there's also, well, some the sources need to be moved around. This might be better safe for debate, but
Oh, it is bold.
What? What is?
It's already bold.
Mine isn't.
Oh yeah, this was an issue that happened when we were writing it too. Different
Okay.
people saw different formats.
Yeah,
It's
I know
bold
as far
on
as
mine,
the
so I'm gonna
Like
assume
the
Yep.
name? Oh,
all of it's
that's
bold.
weird. Okay.
It's the same with sources.
Yeah,
Different
sources
people
need-
see sources formatted
Right.
differently.
Are there any more questions? Would you be amenable to moving source 10 to the end of that clause before the semicolon?
Yes.
Cool. Are there any more questions?
Would you be able to changing the final comma in the second therefore clause to a period?
All right, any more questions? Seeing none, we're now in line for 5 minutes of debate.
Oh.
Is there any debate?
This is an awesome bill.
All right. Seeing none, we're now in line for final privilege.
Only thing I'll add is I actually talked to David Nelson about this, and he's very willing to reach out, you know, and provide us with future resources that UF Health might be able to give to students, or any way in which we can communicate them to the Senate. He's very happy to help with. So,
All right. Why is that not? All right. We're now on for motion this time. Do I hear a motion to amend SSB 2024-1708 to move source 10 in its respective whereas clause to before the semicolon, to also change the comma to a period in the second therefore clause, and to add the following names on the sponsors line:
Senator Leah Hunley.
Judiciary Chairman Aaron Rubai. Any members of the public wishing to sponsor?
I'd like to sponsor.
All right. By unanimous consent.
So moved.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. Okay, let me do those things.
Oh, and the
You
comment.
don't talk about that.
I do.
I changed the
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
It's for the resolution to get AC in this room.
Dude, it's not that hot in here.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
And this works.
Okay, are there any other motions at this time?
I moved to pass SSB 2024-1708 by unanimous consent.
Or are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We are now in line for SSB 2024-1711. Would any authors or sponsors present like to give 5 minutes presentation? Is there anyone? Oh, there are no authors or sponsors present. All right. This needs to be. Oh, it already is bold. Okay, let me do this really quickly. All right. So we are moving into 5 minutes of debate, beginning now.
I feel like there's much to debate about. It's a really essential mental health resource for any students at this university.
Yeah, I'm glad this is written.
Yeah. The great resource has already been created. This is just more so amplifying it, which I agree with.
The one thing I will say is I'm confused on the inclusion of the URL in the therefore clause. I assume that was intentional so that students could find it more easily.
Yeah, it's accessible.
Do we think we should keep that or just say source for? I think we should probably keep.
I think
Do you want to keep it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
whatever.
I do think we should remove for though, because you don't have to cite the source.
Yeah, that you just wrote. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the other either one.
Yeah. Other than that, sourcing looks good. Formatting is fine.
We could change it to counseling, the UF, or whatever the title is, counseling UF, and then keep the source on the bottom. But either way.
Yeah. Up to the committee. Is there any more debate?
What do you guys think about that?
For
Changing
what?
the link that's number 4 to be the website title, and then putting the link at the bottom.
Changing
So
the
let me
source, like change the source to. Wait, I'm sorry.
I'm going on the website right now. It's called Gator Griffin. Yeah. At the UF Counseling and Wellness Center.
Mm-hmm.
So changing that link to say that, and then putting the link at the bottom, or just keeping it the way it is.
I think keep it the way it is. All the other links are kind of links I don't think we need to, unless the committee feels necessary. I don't think
Alright,
so.
I'm good with whatever.
Cool.
All right. Is there any more debate? Seeing none, we're now in line for final privilege. That's waived. We're now in line for any motions this time.
I move to pass.
Or-
What are we?
Do you want to do the source thing? Do
Oh, no, it's fine if we don't.
you want to strike the 4
Oh,
at
the
least?
4. I move to amend SSB 2024-1711 to strike in the third, therefore let it be further resolved clause to strike the 4 and to strike the 4th source at the bottom by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes.
Wait, can I privilege? Add myself as an author to in this.
As an author,
no,
not...
not author.
Oh.
Sorry, sponsor.
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool. Okay, I move to amend SB 24-1711 and add my name as an author and whoever else wants to, or sponsor, not author. And add myself as a sponsor and whoever else in this room wants to.
Me too.
Yeah, I will as well.
Okay.
These are the ones.
Not gonna all day.
Okay. Are there any other motions at this time?
I move to pass SSB 2024-1711 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. Okay. Oh, is that time sensitive?
No, but it is budgetary and maybe I'll
What?
leave it Austin.
Oh, we can.
It'll help Damien's job, so. It's going.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to move into 1712 really quickly?
It was 1712.
Budgetary legislation review.
Oh, yeah, that sounds perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Do I hear any motions this time?
I move to consider, or are we gonna do that? Yeah, I move to consider SB 2024-1712 by consent.
All right. Any objections? Sorry, I'm gonna change this font to that, so it, yep. Okay, 5 minutes presentation, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so some of you who were on the committee over the summer may recall I submitted a couple of bills in regards to maybe how to improve upon the processes of reviewing bills for judiciary and budget. Those were both tabled, and I said I'd go back and have a discussion. And I met with Damien, and we had a great discussion over how to help budget appropriations best review bills, because they are locked into the same process judiciary has, but obviously most of their bills are authored by someone on the committee, and they have a very different kind of standard on how to review it and how to go through it. So we talked about what they currently go through and how they could be best helped out. And he thought the best way to do it was just to give the committee a little bit more flexibility on how they go through their process. So basically, under a majority vote of the committee, they can extend any portion or allow an author to speak during debate. He said author speaking during debate is one of their biggest concerns. Is like they want the author to be able to speak and have this conversation, but they currently can't. So just allowing them that flexibility, even when the committee chairs against it, so it's a majority of the committee at whole, and having that sort of discussion. So it's just a little small thing just to help them make sure they can get through their bills and a streamlined fashion that works best for them, and I waive the rest of my time.
All right, we're now on for 5 minutes of question and answer. Are there any questions?
I think you already said this, but you said you spoke about this with the chair. And you said-
Yeah.
He's on the author's line.
Oh,
Yeah,
lit.
Jamie and I worked together on this to see what they wanted and make sure it worked out well for them. So yeah.
Really quickly, sorry, clerical thing. Would you be amenable to me making it red instead of green?
Yeah, that's fine.
And adding an underline.
Yeah.
And then also, so I see that this is I. What was here before? Because if you're adding something, then the numbers should be off.
I think the numbers should have been great. I think the issue was it wasn't tracking my thing. So I think the numbers 4, 5, and 6 should be changed to match because those were there before. I just inserted this in the middle.
Okay, so you just changed the numbers to match the new.
Yeah, I think it auto
okay.
updated the numbers, but those didn't change color as well. So
That's fine. I can't figure out how to change the color from either, so I'm just gonna, yeah.
yeah, it was giving me issues. So.
Yeah. All right. Are there any more questions? Seeing none, we're now online for 5 minutes of debate. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to happen because from my knowledge of the budget committee, which is limited compared to my knowledge of Judish, I wouldn't have known that this was necessary because we intentionally don't extend anything here, which I think is a good thing, or same with limiting debate. But I really think it's impressive for Senator Britton to go to Chairman Rodriguez and figure out that this is something that the committee needs and would be beneficial to the proceedings because I would have had no idea, and I don't think any of us would have had really in-depth knowledge on that. So I think this is a great collaboration. I'm very impressed by this legislation.
We need to change the font, but that's really
Font.
You
This
don't
is
use
it's fine.
okay.
Because it's rules, it's weird. The fonts is yeah,
Oh,
it's
the,
fine.
The thumb amendment we need to make.
okay.
The font, never mind.
Never mind.
Okay. Is there any more debate? Seeing none, we're now online for final privilege.
I waive the rest of my time.
All right. Do I hear a motion to amend 1712 to change the font color of the color of the of the legislation to be red instead of green and add an underline by unanimous consent?
So moved.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. I believe this. What is the font that they have? It's stupid.
Yeah. This one.
Does anyone know what the font is for rules and procedures?
No.
Let's see. What font is Raj's?
It's Arial. At least this is the one I downloaded it.
It's Times New Roman.
Oh, never mind. I do it all day.
So Nora's underway.
Okay.
We good for keeping.
So yeah, let's. Okay. I'm just the font change I can do myself. That doesn't need to be a motion. I'm just gonna do that, I guess. Nice, and that has to be centered. Okay. Are there any other motions at this time?
Oh, I moved to pass SSB 2024 7012 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. Okay. Do I hear a motion to recess until called back by the chair by unanimous consent?
So moved.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. I call this meeting back to order Sunday at 2:15 p.m. on Sunday, September 29th. Do I hear a motion to, where are we at now? To create, actually, we're now in line for SSB 2024-1684. Any else? Nope, we're moving straight into debate on this one, 5 minutes.
That says 84.
Yeah, this one, some clarification. Okay.
For the
debate, isn't the point number 2 already in place?
I swear we've seen a similar bill.
We tabled it last time.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
This is the same bill.
What was the rationale
I
for
lay the
it?
committee at rest. Actually, would you like to help us with this?
Sure.
1684. It was tabled, but like something similar to it needs to get passed.
What was the rationale for tabling before?
I think just because they wanted to work out the kinks of like
Yeah.
everything. Because once they came in and talked about it, they were like, all right, we'll get back to you in a little bit.
I'm a little lost on number 3. If a permanent senator is approved during the summer term.
Okay,
Like,
what are you looking to amend about it?
What are your issues with this?
Really, you're confused about 3?
Yeah.
It's like if there's a permanent seat and then you get approved for that over summer, but you're still not serving over summer, then you have 7 days to give a replacement after you're approved.
Okay, so. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do we?
I think it was the not able to serve for the summer term
Yeah,
portion.
not able to serve was the issue. I remember now.
No, I don't, I think it was in part 3.
Eh.
It was by saying, okay, if a permanent senator is approved during the summer term and unable to serve their summer term, they have 7 days to tell them. They have 7 days.
I think the problem was with 2.
Why? What's wrong with 2?
So 2 was fails to notify of a summer replacement and is not able to serve for the summer term. How would we know that they're not able to serve for the summer term?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's like a form that you fill out.
What if if they don't notify, we don't have the form.
They'll send you an email.
Okay.
Wait.
I think the issue.
No,
is
no, I
haven't
think
filled
it's
it out.
saying if you don't have a summer replacement, if you fail
Yeah.
to provide a replacement and you can't serve.
But how would you know that?
If they
Yeah,
just don't show
if
up
they
for
didn't
summer?
indicate that they
No,
needed
but
a summer
in
replacement in the first place.
Form, you can say, I can't serve, but I don't have a replacement to give you.
Yeah.
I think that's what this is referring to.
Okay, great. I don't see any issues with this.
See, I think in the second part, the question was like, they have 7 days after their approval to notify them of a replacement. Otherwise, okay, yeah.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Do you have any gripes with it?
I don't think so. As long as there's like already processes for people to say if they're going to be here for the summer tour.
Yeah,
Right. I think
yeah.
If those processes are already in position, then I think that this works out.
I think the issue is just we couldn't declare seats vacant, and therefore people couldn't apply to fill the seats.
Yeah.
So we're running constantly like 10 members below where we could be.
What's the current procedure for something like this? If,
Well,
like
They
what
they
goes on right
they
now?
absence out, and then their seat is vacant after
Oh,
they've.
okay.
wait, give me like a hypothetical, because
You're
there's
good.
sometimes you can like,
Well, I'm just curious, like, if the case that this is trying to consider
yeah.
it without this, if that happened, what happened?
If a permanent senator was approved during the summer,
If a permanent senator is like approved, but they don't give a replacement.
then the summer seat goes vacant and they come back in the fall.
Oh, okay.
Because remember the
But,
range.
but
is
after,
very-
after the absence out.
This is fine.
No.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think this is
don't know
fine.
if you guys remember for RNA, we approved a girl named Rachel for class. That was in the middle of summer, but she didn't
She could.
technically come here until
Was it
until fall.
Rachel Crutchik?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
She didn't come though until fall.
And you
so
couldn't
the seat
declare
was
the seat.
vacant,
Yep.
And then somebody got it in the summer.
But there was
just for,
no
like, 3 or 4
procedure.
weeks,
Yeah.
Shay or something.
Okay, so this needs to pass. Okay.
Oh, so it went back to RNA after.
The summer seat instead
Yeah,
of
the
being
summer
a
seat.
seat.
Because I remember she was approved like decently early.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that,
it was
yeah.
pretty
Thank
early,
you.
but she didn't come back till fall because she
You did, thank
emailed
you.
him being like, I cannot be here for the summer.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I call the committee back to order.
Hi, everybody.
May any members that just entered the room please state their name for the record. All right, 5 members still present. Quorum is still established. We're now in line for any more debate on SSP 2024-1684. Is there any more debate? Seeing none, we're now in line for any motions this time.
I move to pass SSB 2024-1684 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, that motion
I did
passes.
not hear. Is it motion?
Pass.
Okay. We are now in line for SSB 2024-1686. No author or sponsor present. We're directly into debate. It's duplicated. We should strike this. Is there any more debate?
Wait, what number?
1686
Okay.
It's just duplicated.
Yeah.
That's it.
in the rules, yeah. All right. Seeing none, we're now in line for any motion at this time.
Move to pass SSB 2024-1686 by unanimous consent.
All right. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We're now in line for 1687.
We're in line for debate, right?
We are in line for debate.
No debate.
I just want to have it be on the record that Blake wrote legislation to disqualify himself from an award. I think that's kind of really funny. Yeah. Any more debate?
Award for most humble senator.
Wait, what is
goes
this
to-
award? What is this award? Like,
It's like an outstanding committee
the end of the
chairperson.
year award? Okay.
Yeah. But all he did is he disqualified the chair of RNA, which is the pro temp.
So selfless.
Why? He's sponsored.
Because
Yeah, I feel
it's
like
not
he-
supposed to go to RNA.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't, but he's just codifying it.
Why with the ad hocs? I'm curious.
Because it's supposed to go to a standing committee chair. He
Mm.
just worded it this way to be, because you can't say that without adding on more, whatever.
Yeah.
Any more debate? Seeing none, that motion passes. Oh no, there was no motion. We're now in line. Sorry, we're now in line for any motions at this time.
I move to pass SSB 2024-1687 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. Okay. We are now in line for SSB 2024-1688. We're now in line for debate. Yeah, I just want to again have this on the record that I don't want to start the precedent of allowing us to pass legislation from individuals who submitted it as senators but are no longer senators. I'm not sure I would agree with passing this. I'd like to postpone this indefinitely. This is kind of a unique situation in that regard.
This is 88.
Yeah.
Has there, in just a general sense, like, is there any precedent on this type of thing? This case?
No, there's conflicting opinions on what should happen to this legislation.
Just to clarify, this author is no longer sitting.
Correct.
She resigned. Yeah, I think there could be room for this bill to like be authored by someone else, and maybe like I'm not like speaking on the validity of the bill itself.
Yeah.
Speaking purely on this case, I don't think it makes sense to pass it over the author, even though like I understand the frustration that might be held if the bill was submitted before and then logistical
Yeah.
things happen. I still don't see that to be a cause to pass it right now.
Any more debate? Seeing none, we're now in line for any motions at this time.
I move to postpone indefinitely SSB 2024-1688 by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. We're now in line for 1689. We're in line for 5 minutes of debate. Same thing. Any more debate? Seeing none, we're now in line for any motions at this time.
Wait, chill on me. No,
Postponed indefinitely, SSB 2024-1689 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections?
Um,
That motion was made by Bravo.
for what?
Postpone indefinitely was made.
Made the motion.
That's
By the way,
1689.
That's
Yeah.
the last of things I have to check off, pass, fail. This was the last one.
This is a rarity. We don't usually do this. Any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. We are now in line for SSB 2024-1692. Okay.
Sponsor was here.
Is this in PDF?
There's 2 formats. The second one is a Word document. It's weird.
You want me to go grab an Hanukkah and ask if she
Ooh,
picked up
yeah,
here?
yeah.
So I said the co-sponsor was here.
Okay.
I absolutely hate
Well, this is a
I lay the committee at rest, I guess. It's still recording, by the way, just so everyone's aware.
Thank you.
All right, so I call the meeting back to order. We don't know where she went. So yeah, seeing as no author or sponsor is present, we're now in line for 5 minutes of debate.
Wait, quick question.
The sources need to be moved for a couple of them.
Did we, for the recent bill about sponsorship, did we change that treasurers are included in the being a sponsor bill? Just because, there's a treasurer, Johanna Monsi on the sponsor bill.
Oh,
I cannot remember, and I will look at that.
Yeah.
I think this is an student organization treasure, not a.
No, I know, no, I'm saying, but in that bill, I forget what I wrote, like,
Oh, I thought that was only
if I
for,
only
like,
did
office
president.
treasure. That's-
No, but we student always can sponsor, but I don't remember if we made a
Yeah,
president,
I know what you're talking
treasurer, or
about.
just
I don't
one.
know.
There was something that changed.
Yeah, something changed, I don't remember exactly what, that's, I just wanna bring that up. Also, are all of them?
Okay.
Another sponsor thing, are all the current sponsors still
An
senators?
officer listed in Gator Connect.
Oh, I bet she's listed.
Oh, yeah. It's gotta be.
Yes.
That's what it is?
If it's up to date.
Correct.
they're gonna-
Did we not change it? Oh.
No, well, it's they have to be listed, which means high. That's the highest exact definition. Is
Okay.
listed. I'll make sure. Yeah.
And then are all the current sponsors still senators?
Some of them are not.
Do we need to,
Ooh, yep. Who is not?
I'm not sure.
No, I said like Johanna Monsi.
Actually, Johnson.
I don't know.
She's the treasurer.
I don't know about the.
Okay, Julie is.
Who
I don't
is
know
in-
about-
is-
Let me check Gator
is that the last
Connect.
name?
No, DT is.
Yeah, DT is.
This one.
That's not how it is
Which
on
one
mine.
is?
You see?
But the order's changed on the Word doc compared
Oh.
to PDF. But let me
Maybe.
go on that.
Thank you.
Great.
Which one are we
No, let's just
passing?
talk
Because the
about-
PDF and the Word doc are different.
Where is this?
The Word doc.
Okay, then fix some of that.
What else is on the PDF?
The order of the people is wrong, and the
The spacing is different. And
Alicia
also-
Patel's the last name on
Yeah, the newer one is the Word document.
Okay, then we need to fix the font size of the first source and
Do we need to bold the?
Yep.
other one?
Oh, it's already bolded.
That's not mine, sorry. Yeah, also, I think you already stated that the source was gonna move for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys said about like bolding this stuff
it's already bolded.
on the Word doc.
Yeah,
Mine doesn't show it,
Yeah,
it's so
It
weird.
doesn't appear to me either.
Okay.
Okay.
But speaking purely on the bill itself, I see no issue, like,
Yeah.
non-logistical things, I see no reason not to pass it.
Okay, Duo is not working on my phone. If someone can check and make sure,
For what?
that Johanna is
Oh,
ISA
yeah,
treasurer.
Second.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's up.
Yeah, she just got elected to it.
That's what
a
I-
couple months
That's
ago.
what I thought.
That's-
Are all of these individuals senators?
That was my other concern. Cause when was this bill submitted, do we know?
A while ago.
Austin, can you help us out real quick? Is Alicia Patel still a senator, correct?
I believe so,
Yeah.
Fahim Islam?
Fahim still is, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
And Alicia
Cool.
was really the only one I didn't know. Thank you.
All right. Any more debate?
I'm checking right now, getting connected, but I'll let you know.
Now line for any motions. Do I hear a motion to amend 1692 to move source 2 in the respective whereas clause to before the semicolon by unanimous consent?
So moved.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes.
Point of information,
Yep.
Johann is listed.
Perfect. All right, any other motion at this time?
Move to pass SSB 2024-1692 by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes.
Okay, I do indeed have to leave, unfortunately.
Oh. Hello?
So I wasn't just sitting
Oh.
over there to be creepy.
No.
My computer was down.
Okay, now my computer is just freaking out. Okay, one second.
Point of information, who made the amendment, motion? No,
I don't know. Who said so
I
moved?
moved it. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, give me 2 seconds before you leave. What's today's date?
9/29.
Okay. Okay, so Austin, if we end today with those 2 or 3 of yours passed, you're gonna be first up.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's explicit direction from Nathaniel that he wants us to hear yours first. So I think we got through everything except for there might be 1 or 2 more before yours. I want to see if I can get through those now.
I know Antonio is still there, and Sarah has one.
Okay.
Antonio's is the next one.
Okay.
1694.
I think he goes through 1700. I think he's the
Oh.
next couple. Right? I think that's his block.
Yeah, he has a bunch. Where did the folder delete itself? Are you kidding me? Are you guys still able to access the folder?
No,
The folder, which one?
Like the OneDrive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's how I just got
can't
this.
refresh it.
I'm not going to.
Yeah,
'cause I'm
access
gonna be
denied, no
back.
permission.
Denied permission?
Access
Oh
denied.
yeah, this
I thought
item doesn't
access
exist
did.
anymore.
Reload it?
Yeah, I just reloaded it. I just
It's
opened it
right.
for the email. Yeah.
What the
I
hell?
went back through the email link and
Okay.
it worked fine. I think the internet
Why is it not
just-
working on mine? It's my
Maybe too many
email.
people clicking on it.
Push open here.
Too many people clicking on it?
Does it still exist?
Okay, I'm back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I copied the whole folder into the past legislation?
Oh, sick. Yeah, now we'll get to hear all of them.
Okay. What the?
Yeah, hey man, come on.
Oh,
Double the bill pass rate.
Yeah, you could just just re-record and you guys automatically approve things. You're like, look, they share what are you talking about? Like, I do everything. This
Wait, what the? Oh, yep. My bad. Let me fix that. Please tell me that worked. That was really scary. Okay. Yeah, if you feel like you're fine. Okay. Do I hear any motions at this time?
See you, Austin.
Yeah.
I moved to adjourn by
Yeah.
I moved to adjourn by unanimous consent.
Any objections?
Oh,
You know, I was forgetting something.
Seeing none, that motion passes. This meeting is adjourned at 2:34 p.m. on Sunday, September 29th. Yeah, so yours is first up.
Is this a change from the summer procedure? Because summer it was new business first, then old business. I guess no, because that was my stuff was tabled up in the summer, so that was.
Yeah, this is new business.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting confused between these things. That makes sense.
Also, oh wait, sorry, I didn't stop the timer.